What's going on, everybody? I pray you're doing incredibly well. So on this video, I want to talk about one of the absolute most important things that you need to be getting and requiring from your end buyers on your wholesaling transactions, okay? Now, before I dive into it, please like, subscribe, share, all of those amazing things. Also, check out the descriptions. I have a link to my up-and-coming masterclass along with any affiliate links for 7-day free trials for PropStream and InvestorBase as well. Some platforms that you absolutely need if you are serious about getting started in real estate investing. Okay. Now, to the point, when it comes to getting your properties assigned to your end buyers, let's say, for example, you have a property under contract, you've been sending it out to end buyers, and you had several people who are actually interested in getting started. The number one thing that we want to make sure that we get from those end buyers is a $5,000 non-refundable deposit. Okay. Yes, we want to make this deposit non-refundable. Now, $5,000 is typically like the industry standard. Sometimes I ask for more, sometimes I ask for less. Let's say, for example, if I'm wholesaling a vacant lot, that's a $15,000 lot, right? I might just simply ask for a $2,500 deposit, right? It's not so much the dollar amount per se. It's that we want them to be locked in and committed, okay? Where if this is like $1 million home, we've wholesaled some high-end homes. If I have an end buyer telling me that they can pay $1 million cash for a property, I find it very, very hard to believe that they can't put a $10,000 deposit down, right? So don't get stuck on the amount per se, but industry standard, I would say 98% of the properties that we wholesale, we're typically just doing a $5,000 non-refundable deposit, okay? So what this means is, let's say, for example, I go and I assign this property over to an end buyer, right? And the property owner is facing foreclosure. Why this is so important is because I don't want that buyer to back out a few days before the auction. And that end buyer call me and say, "Hey, Clifford, not interested. I found a better deal. I'm not moving forward with this one," right? That's going to put you in a bad situation. That's going to put your seller in a bad situation. And that seller is depending on you in that scenario to get that property closed before they lose it to auction, right? Now, yes, things come up. Yes, things happen, right? And that buyer could have very good intentions. And let's say, for example, they can't line up their private money lending or hard money lending, right? And they're not able to move forward. Well, now, unfortunately, they're going to lose that $5,000. So now we have to ask ourselves, do we want to keep it? Because technically that $5,000 is going to go to either me or you as the investor. You can give it to the seller. You can split it with the seller. You can keep it. I've literally done all three of those. I don't think that there's a right and a wrong way. If that situation happens and it puts that seller in a very, very bad situation, and I know that we don't have enough time to close it, listen, for me, I'm okay with biting that bullet and just giving that to the seller because I care more about helping that seller than lining my own pockets with money, right? There's been situations where, a buyer backed out last minute and we had time to find another buyer that was ready to go. And we got that assigned and we kept that $5,000 refundable because we were still able to get that property closed, right? So it doesn't happen often. I mean, it might happen to me maybe a couple of times a year, not very often at all, right? So I don't want you to worry about that, but I think that actually I know that having that deposit makes a massive, massive difference. So number one, make sure that you're doing that. Two, set a time limit on it. When I have a buyer that's ready to rock and roll, I say, "Hey, Mr. Buyer, I'm going to go ahead and send you the assignment of contract along with the title company's information and wiring instructions. you have within 24 hours to get that non-refundable deposit. Excuse me, I'm getting tongue twisted. That $5,000 non-refundable deposit over to them. Just so you know, we operate on a first come, first served basis. Okay. We have several people interested in this. So if somebody else sends this wire in the next 5 minutes, okay, hey, that's how we operate, first come, first serve. We don't do bidding wars or none of that, right? So that's what I care about. That's how we run our operation. That may not be what you do, but I think it's important because for me, I care more about getting these deals closed across the finish line than trying to squeeze somebody for an extra $1,000, $2,000. So that's why I don't really necessarily do the bidding wars and highest and best. Just, hey, if you're ready to go, let's go. Let's get this closed and move on to the next deal. So that's why we want to make sure we get these deposits. I pray this video was helpful. I don't want it to be long, but just a golden nugget that you can use. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Again, check the links in the description because I have a free up and coming masterclass coming up, and we're going to deep dive into this more. And you're going to actually have an opportunity to ask me questions live on this training. So I'll see y'all there.